Hello, everyone, and welcome to the next episode of the Shameless Freedom Podcast. And today, I want to talk about the topic that sexuality is really not that important. I hear this from so many women that it's just not a priority. Like, it's not something that is going to feed the kids. It's not something that's going to clean my house, right? Like, me tapping into my sexuality and having better intimacy with my partner is not going to help get shit done. So it's not on my priority list. And while I hear you, I get that from a surface level perspective. But what I will tell you is the happiest couples in the world are those that have a healthy sex life. And those marriages and relationships that do not have a healthy sex life have challenges. There are so many families that suffer because a man and a woman are not experiencing that intimacy together, that they are deprioritizing sexual intimacy in the relationship because it's just not important. And I want to share a story with you and see if it relates, because just because you say something isn't important doesn't mean that it's not. And my favorite story I like to use is when I was selling my house in Naperville, and my my mom came over and was doing dishes, etc., whatever. And I was in the process of selling my home, and I had a guy come over, and it turns out that there was some warping of my hardwood floors. Now, if you think about it, I mean, many of you probably in your sinks have a a mat, right, in front of the sink. So I had a mat, so I didn't notice that there was an issue. Again, I didn't notice there was an issue, but there was an issue, right? So when um the inspector guy came out, he clearly moved it and noticed it. Said, "Oh, your hardwood floors are warped. You need to take care of this." Then we proceeded to find what the root cause of the issue was, and he went underneath the sink. And of course, there was leakage in the sink. Not only linkage, not only linkage, but there was then mold underneath the sink as well too. So, a tiny leak from my mother washing dishes vigorously um created this moldy problem underneath my sink and the warped hardwood floors right there. Now, the reason I share this story is I didn't know it was a problem. I didn't know the floors were warped, and I didn't know there was a leak in the sink that was creating this mold problem. And it caused more damage than I realized. Right? It was just a leak at first. I didn't even know it was leaking. Right? That's the whole point. And the leak then turns into more. And it spreads into one issue and then another issue and then another issue. And it was all hidden because it was under the sink. I don't look under my sink all the time. And of course, I have this mat, so I don't look at what's happening under the mat. This is the same thing that is happening with your sex life and your sexuality. You can ignore it. You can pretend that you don't see it. And sometimes it's not even pretending, it's just ignoring it, not making it a priority. But it doesn't mean it is not the cause of other issues in your life. Small leak in the sink created multiple issues. You're not making your sexuality a priority is very likely causing other issues in your life. So you see things happening in your life, like you feel numb, you feel like you want more in your life, something is missing, you're tired of this empty feeling. You may have challenges with your partner where things feel like they are, well, like roommates rather than lovers feeling connected. You may have challenges with your children in setting boundaries and them communicating and having healthy relationships with you. You may have challenges with your business or your job where you're not bringing in the amount of revenue that you would like to. You may have challenges with clients, you name it, right? These are all symptoms, things that are happening. What if the answer in the key to healing those things was making your sexuality a priority? You can ignore it, just like I did the sink. But when you acknowledge it and own it and say, shoot, I need to do something about this, you will be amazed to see what happens in your world when you focus on healing this topic. Just because you say it's not important doesn't mean it isn't. And here's the thing. If we didn't find that leaky sink when we did, it would have caused more damage. I have no idea what kind of damage that it could have caused, but it would have caused more damage. It would have been more money to have to deal with, more issues to have to deal with, then also the drama of having to deal with the plumbers and the contractors and the energy around all of that, right? Things pile up when we don't address them. Now, so many people are not looking at sexuality and pleasure as the root cause of the problem. What if it was? What if you could see a transformation in your life by feeling turned on and alive in life? What would that feel like? Just think about this for a minute, okay? If you are that woman who is feeling numb, something missing, you want a better relationship with your partner, you're busy all the time, you feel like you're the one in masculine mode getting shit done, right? So yeah, those three things all in one. What if you stepping into your turn on and aliveness could address all of those issues? What if? Think about it for a minute. If you could have the feeling of aliveness and sexiness and have that deeper connection and intimacy with your husband or partner and stop this feeling of you're the one who does it all, right? And having that busyness and being masculine mode on all the time. If you could feel held and supported and seen and loved and cherished, Wouldn't you want to say yes? Yes, I want that. I want that for my life. You can have that when you do this work, when you allow yourself to feel your aliveness in your sexuality as a woman. It can help you heal so many other things. But we push it to the side and we say it's not important. I've been told for years, oh, Jen's just the sex lady. You know, one of the things I have seen in my life is that people try a variety of different things. Talk about health issues for a moment. How many of you have tried a bunch of different things and then decided you were going to go to a woo-woo doctor? And because nothing else has worked. You've talked to your doctor, they can't find out what's wrong with you. You've seen so many specialists, yada, 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 all of that jazz. And they can't tell what's wrong. And you're done. You're done with the pain. You're done with the trauma. You just want healing. You want the pain gone. I feel like that's what pleasure does in this work. It falls into that last resort, right? You try everything else. You try eating healthier. You try implementing hormone therapy. You try seeing this doctor and then this alternative thing, etc. What if the answer could be solved by deciding to own your sexuality as a woman, to feel that aliveness, to feel that freedom, to know what it feels to live a turned on life where you are in the fullest radiance of who you are as a woman. Being magnetic, being sensual, being erotic, being seductive, mysterious, captivating, feeling fulfilled, feeling connected. What if you could have that? And you know what? Here's the crazy part. This is fun. Playing with your pleasure is fun. You can grow through so much through pleasure. Yes, there are healing components to it. Don't get me wrong. But it doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to be physically painful. You can heal if you allow yourself to say, yes, this is important to me, and not pretend like it doesn't matter. Too many women pretend like their sexuality doesn't matter. And it's wrong. It's totally wrong. It's a part of who we are. We are human beings. We were females. We were made as sexual beings. It's a fact. It's a part of life, whether you believe it or not. And if you shut off that part of your life and bury it, it's going to stay buried. And it will create all sorts of different things in your life, in your health, in your relationships, in your business, until you deal with it. And when you say yes, yes, I am ready, I am willing, I believe you will see magic and miracles unfold. You will feel on top of the world. You will feel amazing. And people will feel your energy differently. They will not just see you differently, they will feel you differently. That is what your turn on is. It's that aliveness, that radiance, that magnetic pole. And I invite you to say yes to you, to say yes to diving deeper into healing those things that are no longer serving, and to stop shoving the things under the rug. Stop saying that sexuality is not important because it is. It is important. It is your life force energy. It not only gives you energy, but it is the place of birthing babies, birthing energy. That's what it's all about. That's why it's there. It's not just for making babies. It is truly our life force energy. And when we choose to be open, to heal, and to invite this fun, playful energy into our life, watch your world unfold. You join me at Shameless Freedom in September of this year, September 19th and 20th in Plainfield at the Parsonage. You will experience a transformation in 24 hours, I promise you. You are going to walk away feeling turned on, feeling alive, feeling not alone, and going, oh my God, this is what I was missing in my life. I want more of this because it's fun. It feels good. It allows you to be in your energy, and then you want to be around other people in that energy. So, if you're curious, I invite you to join us. It is going to be an amazing experience, one that you will not regret saying yes to, because that aliveness that you experience that weekend will take you places you've never dreamed of.